Hello, hello. Tonight, in the next 5 minutes, I am going to. Oh my goodness, my computer's not working and I'm not even going to know what time it is. All right, in the next 5 minutes, I am going to share all of my tips on how I stay well in the winter. Thanks to Nicole or Nicola, she just asked that question, so I am going to share my tips. If you have any other questions, feel free to put them below and hopefully I will get to them tonight in the next 5 minutes, or maybe that will just be the topic for tomorrow's night episode of Instagram Live with Be Well with Arielle. Okay, the next 5 minutes, I'm going to talk about how I stay well in the winter. Number one, I have bone broth mostly every single morning. It's become a tradition between my husband and I. I started drinking it for fertility about 2 years ago and never stopped. And then my husband became obsessed as well. Bone broth is absolutely delicious. It's filled with minerals and it's filled with collagen, and I love it, especially in the morning because it warms me up. So that's my next tip, that warming foods, warming drinks and warming foods, especially cooked foods like cooked vegetables, definitely help me stay well in the winter. I've actually been craving salads recently. Like today I had a salad, but very often during the winter I will opt for more cooked vegetables. So if I have a choice between raw or cooked, I'll normally go towards the cooked. I also run pretty cold usually, so I always opt for cooked vegetables for that reason as well. So warming foods, but also I love incorporating seasonal foods. So I rarely eat berries or bananas in the winter. I do eat grapefruit, a lot of grapefruit from Florida, but I rarely eat fruit that is not grown around here during that time of year. So for example, berries are seasonal in New York during the summer. So if I were in LA right now and berries were available, I would absolutely eat berries. But right now in New York, they're not available. A lot of things actually aren't available in New York right now, like even apples. The apples that you find at the farmers markets and the pears are typically from stored, they're stored fruit from the fall harvest. However, I will opt for an apple or a pear over berries right now during the winter. I find that my digestion is better and my skin is better, and I also feel that my digestion is better as well, because nature is intending us to eat the foods that are grown in our location. Yeah, does that make sense? Okay, if it doesn't, I'll explain that again. Ginger and garlic. Tonight, I always buy loads of ginger and garlic during my supermarket runs. I usually actually get my food delivered because I live in New York, but I always get ginger and garlic. I'll either make a ginger tea with, and I'll just boil some water with ginger. You don't even have to peel it off. I just cut it all up and I'll put some like honey or lemon in it, or I'll just make ginger tea on its own, and it's so good. Oh, and even a sprinkle of cinnamon is even more delicious, and it brings out the sweetness of the ginger, and it makes like a gingery cinnamon tea. So good. Ginger. Tonight I'm going to be making an Asian feast, and I love putting loads of ginger in. But even if you're making an Italian meal or Mexican meal, throw in that ginger. One of my tips for using ginger is using a garlic press because it doesn't make your hands smell. And then I also take supplements, especially during the winter. So I'm still taking a prenatal. My baby is 11 months, but I'm still taking a prenatal. I take liver pills. And then when I feel a cold coming on, or I'm not getting outside as much during the winter especially, and in order to stay well, I will take vitamin D with K. So I forgot the brand that I use, but you could DM me and I'll send you a picture of the brand that I use or a link to it. It's vitamin D with K, and I've read a lot of studies that say that the vitamin D is absorbed better when you have the K in it. And I will up my vitamin D, especially in the winter and especially when I feel like a cold is coming on. My husband woke up this morning, did not feel good, so I either put the drops on my hand and then I lick it off of my hand, or today I put it in the bone broth for my husband and I even put some vitamin D drops on my baby's eggs as well. So today I put about 5 to 10 drops. I'm loading us up on, I'm like ODing in a really good way on vitamin D because I want to kick my husband's cold right now. All right. I think that was pretty much like all of my tips, and hopefully that was 5 minutes. I'm going to go upstairs and make a yummy Asian inspired meal for my family with tons of ginger and tons of garlic. I don't know if I actually have any more ginger available right now. All right, anyway, any questions while we are on? How to be well in the winter? Any other questions? Any topics that you want me to talk about tomorrow? All right, well, in that case, have an amazing, amazing night, and I hope that you all stay well today and every day during this winter.